Good evening, folks. How are we all doing tonight on this lovely day after Thanksgiving for those who celebrated? Hey everyone, and welcome to Draw 5 Move 5. My name is Gabe, and this is, well, Draw 5 Move 5, the channel where we draw connections between the mechanics behind our favorite games. Tonight, we dive deeper into Inscryption. We lost last week. We, second death so far on the run. We died on first stage of the Trapper. But we will not lose hope. We have the squirrel totem head. We have a flying squirrel totem. We'll see what we can do with that. But we're going to give people a few minutes to hop on in, come on by and hang out. And we will go from there. I look forward to seeing everybody here. Kagamusha Shian, nice to have you here. And of course, folks, water. Hydrate or dihydrate, it's important. Glad to hear you're doing well. I am doing all right myself. Things are a bit of a weird time, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. And pardon me as I adjust my microphone here. I meant to do this a little bit earlier, but okay, nope, that didn't shot. There we go. Cool. Perfect. The best height. Hopefully, stream will stay consistent tonight. I'm the only person in the apartment, which means no one else is using the internet but me. I am working on getting an Ethernet cable though, so that next time, or at least in the near future, things will be a little bit more consistent. But we will see how that goes. For now, this is what we've got going on for quality of stream and things. And pardon me while I just... Ooh, that is very bright. That's better. Okay. Nope, don't want that there. All right. I think we might just get rolling tonight because I do not have a whole lot of other fun things to talk about unlike last week and the previous weeks. Most of what's been going on has just been stuff in personal life, so I haven't had any particularly interesting game design topics come across my dashboard in terms of new stuff or things to talk about. About the only thing that was kind of interesting is everybody seems to be talking about, or at least a bunch of the Yu-Gi-Oh people right now, are talking about this thing called Squirrels, which is a new Kickstarter card game that just got released, or is in Kickstarter right now. Looks interesting. It's weird. I don't really know how I feel about it. I've seen some gameplay. It's fine. I don't know. I think I'd have to play it to really get a good understanding of how it is. But about the one thing is really interesting about it is that it uses their resource system is basically the same as their life system. So the life system, the resource system, and everything all kind of are the same. You've got like a deck off to the side. It's got about 20 spirits in it, and you use those to play your cards, but when those run out, you lose the game. So, and of course, when your opponent attacks, you also lose some of those. It's kind of their thing. It is interesting. I think I would have to do a little more digging to get a real understanding of it, but for now, that's kind of where we're at with it. So, all right. I think it's about time to get rolling. Not a whole lot of people hopping in tonight, but that's fine. We'll get started and see how it goes. Yeah, Inscryption especially has been, it is a deeper iceberg than I thought it was going to be, but I'm also going in blind, so I don't quite know what I was expecting. I knew it was going to be a spooky card game, but that's about all I really came in with the knowledge of. So it's been interesting, kind of seeing how it goes and what's been going into it. I've got 2 of our animal friends, the animate ones in the cards so far. Apparently there's a 3rd. We'll find it at some point, I assume, but we'll have to see how that goes. Other than that, no, the gameplay loop is really nice. It feels kind of like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! In the fact that a lot of how it functions is very a lot like old school like Monarch style Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you're tributing a lot of your guys off and doing things that way. You're basically just trying to like build up resources on your board so you can sack them off and then make pushes every single turn. It's obviously the lane system makes it a little bit different, but that sort of idea, a lot of the decks I've been building have been in that kind of Monarch-ish style of very like turbo tribute sort of thing. So we'll see what we can do. We're very light on cards right now because we just started the run over. We're on run number 3 now. That new TCG is called Squirrels. I can look it up. Give me a second. I will find out exactly how you spell it. It is spelled exactly how I thought it was. It is... I'm just going to real quick paste it in the chat so people can read it there. The name of the game is Squirrels, spelled as such. They're on Kickstarter now. This is not an advertisement, nor is this a specific recommendation to play it. I just think it was like a bunch of all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubers all of a sudden started posting videos and previews about this. I watched a few of them, kind of got a rough idea of how the game plays and what happens there. So yeah, I think the game's interesting. Again, a lot of these things with TCGs, I can look at them on first glance and say, okay, well, that's got some interesting premises going on. Until I actually play it, I don't know exactly how it's going to play. It seems like from like what I've gameplay-wise seen, art style is kind of Pokemon-ish looking, but it's a bunch of Greek-inspired stuff too. And then on top of that, there is also a couple of other kind of like bits and bobs in there that are like more like, oh, we've got like a life decking sort of system that's also our resource system, which is a very strange sort of combination, but it works all right. You know, there are a lot of really interesting kind of combinations of ideas from other card games. I wonder if it's a little bit too overcomplicated, but we'll have to see. But yeah. And Bruce, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you back. So I think with that little discussion of the Squirrels card game out of the way, not really a whole lot else I have to say on it for now. We're going to hop into playing some Inscryption. So let's pause the fun spacey music and let's hop over to the other screen. Bear with me for a second. My little chat window has disappeared, so I need to flip it over to the other screen so that I can see you folks while I'm playing. There we go. Oh, and yeah, I have previous videos I had done some research and talked a little bit about the Bakugan TCG. So yes, I do know about their whole like life decking sort of system thing. It's very interesting. I've seen kind of mixed opinions on stuff like it, where it's like the life decking idea is very divisive, I guess. On one hand, it's like, oh, it's interesting, you know, like your cards are your resource, so like when you run out of them, you're done. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, someone can kind of get into a death spiral that way, where it's just like, you know, you're losing cards, and that's meaning you have less options while you're also losing life. It's a hard thing to balance. So I do think it's it can be really cool, but it has to be done in a particular way. I don't necessarily agree with some of the people who say like it should never be done, but I think that it needs to be done smartly. Okay. Let's see what we got ahead of us. So, for a quick preview for everybody of what's currently going on. At present, we look thus. Flying squirrel totem. We got an angler hook. Squirrel. This fun knife, which I don't know what it does exactly, but we're going to find out together. We're currently at the start of the, start-ish of the path heading back through. We're back on round 1 again. So we're going to make our way through and see how it goes. Our deck currently is looking as such. We have a wolf. We have the... Why does the stink bug's art keep changing every time I come back? It looks different every time I come back. This is always very strange. It's a very strange thing to experience. That is not what that used to look like. Eesh. I don't even think it looked like that last time I was here. It just changed from the last time I played. Okay. Stoat, whose head got square, which it was not before. Now it's a weird rectangle with a lopsided ear, so I'm wondering what his deal is right now. You doing okay, guys? We have Bullfrog, we have Adder. Pretty basic starter setup. We've got a few teeth left over from last time. That's about it, though. There's, you know, we'll see how we do there. And then otherwise, the only other thing of note, don't know if there's anything interesting going on over here yet. I haven't really been able to mess around with this area. We already got the ring out of the cuckoo clock on our first playthrough, or our first run. We've got nothing else of particular interest going on over here. We already opened the safe, at least not that I can tell. Still can't go inside here unless he lets me. And then over here, we got that all fixed, so we got the squirrel's knife. I'm fairly certain all of these puzzles I did all of these puzzles previously. So I don't think there's anything else I can get from these, but I'm open to trying it again. We'll see. We got some free teeth from the skull earlier. We put out all the lights just for fun. And that's about it. So from here, I think we're just hopping in, and we're going to be entering a totem battle immediately, which is going to be fun. So we'll see how that goes. Black Wolf 99, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here, my guy. All right, totem fight time. Oh, okay, sidestep's not terrible. Cool. Salutations. All right, what we got ahead of us? We have sparrows that are going to move to the side. Okay. What do we got? We got bullfrog, we got adder, we got squirrel. We can play the bullfrog. We have a squirrel. Okay. Got it. Don't like that. Okay. Well, bullfrog's gonna have to go in front of something, so if I put it kind of in the middle, that should at least block some of the damage coming in. And then if I go squirrel, bullfrog, we should be able to hit in for one, block a little bit, and then next turn if we go probably have to draw next turn because I gotta get enough bones so I can play stink bug. Just trying to get some stuff out on the board. Okay. Let's go squirrel. Wow. And bullfrog. We'll play it here. See how that goes. Hit for one. We're about to take one. Okay, they move. Can't really do a whole lot with the stink bug right now. I think I have to try and... I'm gonna hit for one, which keeps the scales even. I could stink bug for the adder, or I could go squirrel, sack both for the adder, play the stink bug. And that might be decent. That hits in for like 2. and then whatever hits the adder, or rather when it hits, so that's not necessarily guaranteed. I could also play it slow instead of here and just go squirrel to build up resources, then dig next turn, and that might be what we do. Yeah, I think we go squirrel. Oh. Why'd that turn off? No, it's not turned off. Weird. Okay. I can go squirrel to block, then we can play stink bug. Nope, won't block, it's fine. I'm screw, let's just go combat. Wow. Yep, okay. Cool, so they move back, so we're gonna block again next turn. I think we want to draw one and see what we get. Wolf, okay. So we can go... Bullfrog's gonna block one. If we go... Squirrel... I think we just... because it'll hit one, so it won't do any damage. I can go squirrel, tribute both, go for the wolf to start hitting in for some, and then go for the stink bug just as an extra play that I can make. So I think we're probably going to go that. Squirrel, wolf. Okay, they're trying to move to the side. That one will move there. They're both going to move over. So I think it doesn't really matter which one I play where. We'll do it there. We'll play stink bug. We'll do it here, I guess. And we'll do it there, so it's unopposed. Good play. Thank you, stink bug. I appreciate you. Wop. Okay, get hit for one. Nothing coming down, okay. The birds are doing the cha-cha real smooth. Turn around. Okay, let's see. I think we just want to go for a squirrel here and just keep hitting. We can play, because I think Stoat's the only thing left in the deck. So we want a squirrel anyway, so we can play some stuff. I could even go squirrel to chump block here when the thing moves, but I don't think that's that important. So let's just go combat, kill the bird, hit for another one. Scales are balanced. He's not playing any cards, which is kind of weird, but alright. We'll draw our one. I see the way this is going. I concede. You may accept my surrender, or you may finish this match the slow way. What is he offering me? I'm not going to get any overkill teeth. So I think I just take this concession and see what we get. In my opinion, those birds are one of the most annoying cards. Honestly, Kingfisher in the second area gives me a lot of trouble. So I agree. Sparrow's not as bad. The Kingfisher, because it flips down, is just frustrating. Okay. No matter what I do, I can't hit in for like a huge amount of lethal damage here and get anything more than the even amount. So I'll take your concession. Sure, we'll see what you get. What'd you give me, man? Did you give me anything? Alright, moving on ahead. We get to select from 3 types. What do we want? I think we want a bird this time. So let's go for one of those types of critters. The covetous magpie. It can fetch any card in your deck. Ooh, that's a tutor, baby! That's a tutor! Oh my goodness. Folks, that's a tutor. That's what we call consistency around here. That is a consistency card. That means if we find any, well, for one, this means we have 2 copies of every single card in our deck if we're willing to commit the resources, which is good. But more importantly, if I get something low cost, I can slap this onto that card and get free searches. If we can make it to the Prospector and get Gek again, or if we can get any 1-drop that's better, we can graft both of those abilities onto it and get a powerful searcher for less cost that can fetch us any better card from the deck. And we're still waiting on finding my custom card from last time, which for those who were not here, previous episodes, we had Gabe, the powerful 1-drop that was, the 1-drop that was a, by the time we made it to Trapper, it was a 4/2 flying infinite sack outlet for 1 cost. Waiting somewhere in the cards we get to pick is the new death card, which is Freebie, which is a 0 cost. It's a 0 cost 3/2 that makes bees when it gets hit, and it has flying block. I cannot wait to find that card, and when we have that card, this gets so much better. But regardless, we'll see what we can find. Regardless, this card's fantastic, so that is going in our deck. I love search cards. You may know this. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh person. Yeah, I miss Gib. I do not know. I don't want anybody to spoil it for me, but I do not know if it is still somewhere in the card pool here. I don't know if my previous death cards are still here somewhere to pick up, because if we can find Gib again, that would be fantastic. All right, let's see what's ahead. The bones of the ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. With gently shaking hands, she placed her offerings before you. Okay. So that's an evolution one. Card bearing the sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. That might be interesting with the squirrels. I'm curious how that would go. That appears to empower insects, and that appears to empower snakes. Okay. No worries, Ben. Thanks for joining, and thank you. I'm glad to be back. Okay. So, we have a couple of options here. If we go for the snake head, we only have the adder in the deck right now. That means that we have a flying adder, which is not terrible. It's decent, but it also isn't hitting other creatures, which kind of negates the purpose of the adder's damage, and it's also a 2-drop, so that's kind of eh. We can go for the insect, but the only insect so far in the deck is exactly the stink bug, and I don't know if we're going to find the ant stuff anytime soon. I kind of just want to get the evolution one and put it on the squirrels. I feel like putting the evolution on the squirrel, because the squirrel is a free card we can draw every turn that's a 0-drop. You put the squirrel down, put it in an unoccupied lane, and it evolves into a stronger squirrel that can actually hit for damage on the next turn. So you're effectively sacrificing a turn of tempo, I guess, to be able to have a 1-drop on the next turn. But I guess it's gotta be... that probably doesn't do a whole lot for us. I'm trying to think what we want to do, because so far, the way the deck looks right now... Okay. Alright, so we've got insect, we've got wolf. Stoat has apparently no particular feelings about what type of creature it is. We do have a couple of amphibians. Okay. That's actually kind of, or a couple of reptiles. That's kind of interesting. We could go for a reptile sub-theme and kind of see where we can go from there. Because if we go for the reptile head, then like any snakes or other sorts of frogs or things we can get are pretty decent. The kind of trade-off for that is that we can instead maybe try and go for a insect theme, or we can go for an evolution theme. But currently the only head we have for it is the squirrel, so that's going to kind of limit what we can do here. Also, I just love making their head run back and forth. It's fun. Okay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the snake head and see what we can do with it from here on out. Because I'm not really a huge fan of most of the insect cards. The only ones I've found so far are like the cockroach, which is really good, but I like putting the cockroach's ability onto something else that's a low drop. We've found the stink bug, which is always in our deck basically, and then we also have the ant and the ant queen. So none of those cards we currently have. This one is more useful to us currently. Flying bullfrog and flying adder sounds not terrible. Especially because the squirrels currently can't do anything. So unless we get a card that gives like the alpha thing where the squirrels next to it get bigger, it doesn't do a whole lot. And then evolution stuff is cool, but probably doesn't do a whole lot right now because it's not giving us stuff. Is Ouroboros Reptile? You know, I don't know, but that would probably be a good synergy to aim for. The thing is, we got Ouroboros last round, and it seems like they don't let you repeat cards if you've taken them already. So I'm expecting once we beat the... I'm expecting that once we beat the, what's the word? What's the name of the first boss? The Prospector. We're probably going to have... Our choices for Prospector are probably going to be, I would guess, the Bigfoot from last time that we saw. 13th Child, but I still haven't taken, but I'm probably going to this time. And then maybe something else new. So I don't know. But I think I'm probably going to go with the reptile head here. And then we're going to click on the reptile head and put those two together. And now we have flying bullfrogs and flying snakes. You know what that means. No one is safe. No one is safe from the flying snake. The old woman collected her pieces and shuffled off into the darkness. All right, regular fight. Cool. We can do a regular fight. The adder flies. The stoat and the magpie. Cool. Okay, so there's a sparrow, there's a coyote, there's a tree blocking in that lane. Currently all I can really play is the stoat for this turn. Remaining in the deck is the bullfrog and the stink bug and the... We've got a bullfrog, a stink bug, and a wolf left in deck. Okay. So... I think what we want to do is just start with stoat. Put it in front of the coyote. That way we can block the coyote. We can hit for one. The coyote hits stoat for two, but it's still alive. It hits the coyote on the crackback, and then we get another squirrel. I think that's probably what we want to do. Squirrel. Stoat. Bad play. Oh, shush you. You don't know what I'm doing. I have plans. Oh goodness, the porcupine. Sorry, stoat. Okay. So, there's not a whole lot I can draw that's going to help me here. I do just want more squirrels so I can keep making plays. So, we're going to go draw a squirrel. Okay. At present, there's not a whole lot we can do, but we can clear out the coyote. Porcupine's going to hit. That means we're probably going to lose stoat. Could also go squirrel. Could go bottle, squirrel, squirrel, and then go play the magpie. search for something useful from the deck, because the adder is not going to do a whole... This is my one problem with the adder. It's just like... He never seems to do enough, especially now that it's got flying. It's never going to hit any of the guys to actually remove them from the board. So he's just like a 2-1, or a 2-cost 1-1, which isn't great. But, okay. So we're going to go squirrel, and then we're going to... I think actually we just swing. We'll take 1 damage this turn. And then we go in with the... That way we can conserve, we can play, and then we can search for a better card in the next turn. Yeah, I think that's probably what we do. I think we're just trying to build towards wolf, I think. I think we just go. Take it out. That happens. Get tipped 1. Go for another squirrel. Then we go magpie, which can search us for the wolf or the stink bug and then swing for 1. And we can play stink bug if we want to, so that's probably the best route. Okay. And if we play magpie here, then it never dies. It keeps hitting direct for 1. And we can keep it on board for sack fodder, which is probably good. So I think we're going to do that. Okay, so the remainder of the deck is bullfrog, stinkbug, wolf. Stinkbug we can play immediately and get a free hit in here and a free hit there, which does kind of tip the scales a little bit more in our favor. Or we can go for wolf, draw a wolf, squirrel next turn, and then hit for 3. +1 now. Okay. I think what we want to do is go stink bug just to start getting in some kind of quick damage. We can also just... I think we should be able to just stonewall the porcupine. I'm not exactly sure how this goes, but I think this is what I want. Shiny. Go. Shall we? Bye-bye. Okay, cool. So we're going to draw a squirrel. We're going to do the same thing we did. Voila. They both go. Scale goes back even. And then now, if we go double squirrel, we can go start playing the adder and hitting for 1, or we can draw, try and get to... I think we want to try and draw 1 here and see which one comes first. You have me here. I surrender. Okay. I mean, he says that I have him, but I don't know if that's really true. And I'm curious what happens if... Because last time I just accepted it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I've really got him here. And I want to kind of play this out, because I took it the last time. I think we go... We just keep it even for this turn. I get an extra squirrel, and then I go wolf plus magpie in and start winning that way. So I think we just kind of hold the course for this turn, and then go. 1. I take 1. I draw a squirrel. I play squirrel, squirrel, go wolf. Squirrel. Squirrel. Wolf. Bop. Bop. Play him there. Blah blah. And then... I mean, I'll draw the bullfrog to have the bullfrog. Cool. And then... Go in. Cool. Got it. Stark and David, welcome to the stream, if I didn't say so already. Good to have you guys back. And we'll keep on rolling. He knows I believe in the heart of the cards. My deck will guide me. There are no pathetic cards in my grandfather's deck, Kaiba. Alright, what do we got? The inevitable maggot. They will lurch forth from your hand when your creatures are killed. Bullfrog? Did I do that? What the heck is this? Eh? Okay, well I can assume this is effectively Slifer, and the more cards I have in my hand, the more power it has. That's going to be my assumption. That's kind of interesting, but doesn't do a whole lot. I'm going to take this one. This one seems fun. So the maggot effectively is just like, okay, if something dies by combat, it plays itself, so you keep up the tempo, which is good, I guess. Bullfrog is Bullfrog. He's old reliable. This one doesn't have a name. That's ominous. I can assume that this is going to be, has power equal to cards in hand, which, you know, actually depending upon the hand can be pretty bad. That's kind of a rough one to go with. Plus it only has 1 health, so it's very easy to kill. It can be a very swingy card. Maggot seems decent enough. Like, I do enough tributing, plus the fact that it can just jump out of the hand as a blocker and then sack it off for the next turn is pretty okay. Okay. We're already full up on items. I think we're good there. Bonfire can empower. That is good. Or we can get another totem piece. I think we want to empower something so that our stuff hits higher. Good point, Stark. Yeah, one of the things I have to keep remembering is that eventually we do hit parts of the path like this where I can staple things onto other things. I'm really looking forward to stapling Magpie onto something that's less expensive, but we'll see how we go from there. Because a 1-drop that searches is a hell of a lot better than a 2-drop that searches, and also that flies. It's life for the Sky Dragon! Yeah, I feel like I just want to make one of my things stronger. We're gonna go do that. The crackling fire lit the starving faces of a group of survivors. We have not food, one said. But perhaps one of your creatures will join us, enhanced health, said another. Oh, health. I was hoping for power. That's sad. Okay. Wolf. Do what you must. Nope. I think... I can also put the adder onto something and just put Death Touch on a cheaper guy, but we'll have to see if it's worth doing later. I mean, I think for the one... We can empower the Stink Bug and give it 4. And that's going to make it a really, really effective wall. Though not necessarily more effective than the 4-health Bullfrog. We also empower the adder so that it can hit more things and kill them. And that would be okay. These two are not getting touched. I don't care about those two. Those are just, these are sacrifice tributes. These are sacrifice, these are symbol junkies. They're going to get used to make other things better. So I believe what we want to do is I think we are going to buff the power, or buff the health on... I think I want to go for Bullfrog, I want to say, because he's just like an overall more effective blocker. But Stinkbug can really just slow a game down. So that can be really useful considering that this deck is a lot slower than the previous ones. I don't have any good, like, easy ways to flood out my hand yet because I don't have any infinite sacks. So I think we probably want to go for the Stinkbug. It's a good card from behind, just to buy turns. The health of the stink bug was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, you withdrew. 4 power stink bug, or 4 health stink bug. Alright. More combat. Yeah, we lost Gabe last week because of the, since we died. But we will, perhaps we'll find the new Gabe somewhere in all of these random cards. Okay. So we do have this stuff here. So we can start by playing the bullfrog. Hit for 1. It'll block one of the sparrows. And it can still hit for 1 next turn. I can just draw a squirrel. When it dies, we play the maggot. Then we've got a squirrel. We can play the wolf. And we can even draw for turn, which is good. Okay. We've got a game plan. Squirrel. Sack. Bullfrog. And then we go from there. Combat. Whack. We get hit for 1. We take 1 damage. We're going to draw another squirrel. We hold the course. We hit again. We hit direct, which evens the scale for a second. We're going to go down 2. Block with the bullfrog. The corpse maggots come out. And that lets us then on the next turn draw just to see what we get and also get the squirrel. It's probably better to just draw and see what I get now and then play the squirrel next turn. I think that's probably the better. Go for the squirrel next turn. I think it's probably the best way to do it. See what we get. The magpie. Ooh, that makes things interesting. Okay. I think we just stay the course. Hit for 1. We're going to take... Corpses are in no short supply. Yep. Okay, so that's going to happen there. We're going to draw a squirrel. We can sack those 2 off for the magpie and then get the stink bug out if we want to. But that's not going to do a whole lot, so I think we just want to go for the wolf and start hitting for damage. Another sparrow coming in. Okay. Yeah, we go squirrel. Yeah, we go squirrel. We hit in here with those 2. Go for wolf. We hit in for 3. He hits me back for 3. We clear 1. This is a little bit rough. I can't even clear the sparrow is the problem. There's not really a good way to clear some of these things. Yeah, I feel like we just have to go wolf, play it, hit for 3. I could take the hit this turn and then see where I can go from there, because I think that might be better if I go... Yeah. We take out the sparrow. He hits for 3. We hit him direct next turn instead. Instead of buying ourselves time, we get to kind of get ourselves back in it because we know we can afford to take it right now. And we can kind of see where it goes from there. Okay, we hit for 3. We're going to hit back for 1. We draw either something off the top or a squirrel. Remaining in the deck is Stink Bug. We played Bullfrog already, so Stink Bug and Stoat I think are all we've got left in the deck. And then if we draw Stink Bug, we can play it immediately to just completely wall out the Porcupine. If we draw Bullfrog, we hold for a turn. We hit for 3, he hits for 3. I think we have to try and draw a Stink Bug at least to block a little more of the damage. Hey! A lucky draw! Lucky indeed, Stink Bug. Lucky indeed. Okay, so we use you to wall the Porcupine. We can clear that in a couple of turns, and then we start getting back into the game. Cracking! We do this. Hits back for 1, we do that. We hit for 2. And then here we've got Stoat and Adder, I think, left in the deck. So I think we're just going to go for a Squirrel. I concede. No, this is not a losing position for you. The first game was a losing position. Now you're just offering me this, and I don't know why. Nope, we're still doing this. Okay, that takes us up to even. Take 2. We go Squirrel. Play the Squirrels. Play the Magpie. Whop. Whop. Magpie. 1, 2. We're gonna go Magpie here, I think. It's me. It's your boy, Stoat. Do we want Stoat? Yeah, I'll take Stoat. Takes less time. Nice top deck. Thank you, Stoat. Waba. Hit for 2. Draw a Squirrel. Play the Squirrel. Get our boy out on the board. You sure? Yes. Okay. Cool. We got a bot. We got a bot in the dang chat. Hold on. I need to nuke this bot. Real quick. You are being reported. Goodbye. All right, got it. The bot has been destroyed. Black Wolf, good having you here. Have a good rest of your night, dude. Hate those bots. But it's a sign of a real streamer boy. I'm a real streamer boy. I'm a real boy. I'm a real streamer boy. I have bots in my chat. All right. Let's keep rolling ahead, shall we? We get a card. Bullfrog, wolf. The nascent fawn. It quickly grows into an elk. Yeah, but here's the problem. I don't like the elk. I hate Sprinter. Like, I don't like the moving cards. It's in theory, it's fine. It's just, I don't like the random nature of it. As a card game player, I like randomness, but I also like controlling the randomness. That is uncontrolled randomness. And I kind of just want to get like more wolf or more bullfrog to have more top deck in the deck, or more better top end. Excuse me. Okay, let's think about this for a second. What can I get? We're probably going to put Magpie's stuff onto Stoat, unless there's a better candidate in the deck. Let's think about this for a moment. So somebody here is going to get Magpie, is going to get the search, and the flying. So the question is, who is the best candidate for this? Or is it better to take one of these blank slate-ish kind of cards to put it onto? Because a flying moving elk doesn't sound terrible. A 1-drop that, like, on the next turn, a 1-drop 1/1, like the Magpie, but it flies. It's basically a cheaper Magpie that on the next turn, if it lives, will then become a 2/4, I think, if I'm remembering the elk correctly, and that's not too terrible. It nets you a card and also ensures that you've got a bigger beater on the next turn. It is a little random, that I don't like, but it might not be a terrible option. Second wolf for just more top end to make sure we can close out the game is also a pretty good option. Ooh. We could even put, because I know there's a thing coming up, we could put Corpse Eater on the wolf, get a second wolf, and then make sure we have one that we can just snap out of hand real easily. That'd be nice. Bambi's cousin. Okay. I do want more top end. Rather, I'd like more powerful top end. Adder I like in theory, but the problem is it's a 2 for so little. Like, I want this to be on something stronger, or a less costly guy, you know? I think the goal is just to grab Wolf and just empower some of the other stuff we have, cut down on the chafe cards in the deck, and just make a bunch of more consistent, more powerful dudes. Because, like, I can put the corpse thing onto the wolf, and that's pretty solid. Does chat remember if the elk is a 2/4? Because I think the regular elk, I think, is a 2/4. And that's the only reason I'm considering this right now is because a 1-drop that does this much stuff while also being a flyer that turns into a 2/4 for 1 and searches a card, that's a lot of value for a 1-drop. I'm just like, it's either that or more top end. Do any of y'all remember if the elk is a 2/4? If it's a 2/4, I think I might go for the elk fawn. Okay. 1-drop, 1-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop. But one of the 2-drops will be kind of more free after this. Put that on the wolf. The wolf can jump out and deal with something very easily and then start hitting direct on the next turn. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I think we're going to take the fawn, because I can empower that with all of the other stuff from the magpie, and that makes a lot of this a lot more consistent. Because then we've got a 1-drop that has flying, turns into a 2/4, and searches a card on play. And the fact that it moves around can sometimes be helpful, but it's going to be flying, so no matter where it goes, it's doing decent. I'm going to take the elk fawn. We're going here. And now chat. This is the decision point. Are we going to do Corpse Maggot onto the wolf, or are we going to do Magpie on the elk fawn? So I think Magpie on the elk fawn seems like probably the best value option. Even putting Magpie on the Corpse Maggots doesn't sound terrible. I'd rather it be on a better card, but like, free dude that jumps out of your hand when something dies, searches on play, and didn't cost you anything to put into play is not terrible. Plus it flies, so it always gets in for 1 at least. So it's a guaranteed 1 damage plus a search plus a free tribute fodder if I need it. But it's probably not going to live that long if we're being realistic. I think we probably just want to graft stuff onto the elf fawn and go from there. It's a 1-drop, and it just gets a lot of value. We do. All right. Flying, searching, slightly moving, fawn. All right. There goes one of our candles. We get a smoke. Prospector time. The chill mist closed in around you. You were not alone. A figure emerged from the fog. Stand in the way of me gold! Be darned! I can do that as loud as I want today. Because there's no one else in this house. Not a soul. Thank you for the game plan, Stout. Easy, boss. Just pop the mule. Okay. So we don't want to play too much stuff. Because again, we remember how this went last time. If we play too much, it all turns into gold. We want to hit, and we got to start trying to deal with the mule. So I think what we want to do is we want to go squirrel for elk fawn. Hit him for 1. Okay, it's going to move to the right. So if I put it in this lane, it'll move to the right, the wolf won't kill it, and then it'll go to the 2-4 so it can come back. It's not going to kill the mule, but it will search me the wolf, which means I can then play the wolf on the next turn and try and start killing the mule that way. So I think that's probably what we want to do. So we're going to go squirrel. Oh, God, but we can't go for the... Death Touch versus the mule is also pretty good. Because we've got the adder. I can just do that, play it, hit for 1, and then when those 2 come down, the mule can't move anywhere because the coyote will be in the way. We immediately kill the mule, get all the cards, then sack the adder, probably. Oh no, wait, it's not going to hit the mule. It's got the flying from the damn totem. It can't hit the mule. This totem was a mistake. Oh. Okay. It's fine. I think what we want to do is probably go, in that case, we're going to go squirrel, play the fawn, reach for the, go get the wolf just to have it for backup, and then go from there. This is the thing. Some of these abilities just nombo together, you know? Like, flying death touch. Well, it's supposed to hit things, which makes it good, but it flies, which makes it just a 1-1 for 2. It's garbage. I should have taken the insect totem. Alright. Let's go... If we're going to do squirrel, I might as well do the smoke, just so that I can get the bones immediately into play. So let's just do this. We're going to go smoke. We're going to go fawn. Play the fawn there. And what do we want to search from the deck? I think what we want is probably the wolf, so that way the rest of our top decks are all just stuff we can play basically immediately on the next turn. And we hold the wolf back once we've got it. Because we don't want to go overboard and lose to when he goes, just turn all my stuff into gold. So I think we hold the wolf back for a final push. And then for now, we're going to search the... We search the wolf so that we don't have to worry about relying on drawing it. For now, we've got adder in hand and we've got stoat. So I think we'll be okay. Basically just have to hold on to the wolf and then go from there. The rest of the top decks will all be good, so it doesn't really matter which thing I get. Okay. So we got that. We're not going to overcommit. We're just going to swing for 1. Pop. Alpha moves over. We're going to take 2. Elk evolves. Now it's a 2-4 that flies, which is good. So it can hit for 2, and then it'll probably pop back to the left, which will deal with the coyote, or it'll hit the coyote in front of it. Either one is fine. We really want to pop the mule to get more cards is the big thing. So I feel like we almost have to commit into trying to hit the mule with the wolf. And it's going to suck if we don't... The wolf is going to suck if we lose it to the gold, but I feel like we can still clutch it out depending upon what we get from the mule. Because if it gives us any top end at all, we've got this. It's just whether or not it gives us the top end, you know? Because otherwise, I don't really know what I'm doing to hit this thing. Like, I can go in for like a cheap 1-3. I can go stoat, or I can go, if I draw a stink bug, I can just start hitting it there. Stoat, stink bug, or bullfrog would actually all be good here. So we can just draw one and see what we get. Just about everything in the deck is fine for now, and then we can just hold the wolf for the next go-round. Because if we just play a 1-drop and just start hitting at the mule while we leave this coyote alone, we should be able to deal with stuff. Okay. Maggot's fine, I think. So we go squirrel, we play stoat, and we just start hitting at the mule. Do we even? We're gonna hit for 2. Currently the thing is a little bit in his favor. I'm gonna hit for 2 to knock back. He's gonna hit me back for 2. And the elk will block half the damage from the wolf, or from the coyote. Okay, so we're gonna lose the elk regardless in, I think, like a turn. When we do lose it, though, the corpse maggots will fly out of our hand, which is a sack fodder. Okay. I think we just hold and go for, like, bullfrog or stink bug on the next draw. Because the only other thing is if I go squirrel, stoat, and I just start hitting at the mule. Just to try and get the cards. That might still be the play. I think that's the play. Fine. Okay, we hit for 1. Yep, take 2. I'm gonna draw a... Okay. I think of the only stuff left in the deck, everything's a 1-drop. Or it's free at this point. So, no matter what we draw, we should be good. So I think we just take the squirrel for now. And then we go... We're gonna take 2, we're gonna kill the elk. We're gonna hit 1. So, it's about to go even, I think. Oh, right, I forgot that's gonna happen. So we take 2, that happens. So we have 3 more turns until we can get the mule. Bullfrog's like a decent blocker here. It's either him or Stinkbug. I think both of those are fine top decks. Great draw. Thank you, Stinkbug. Okay. Okay. So we can go Stinkbug, which will reduce the damage the coyote can do. We can clear the coyote immediately at that point just by playing it. We actually clear both of the coyotes, and then we hit, which should be fine. So I think we just do that for now. Masterful. The Stinkbug is so kind, and Stoat's just so much of a, are you sure about that? Okay, so both of those have been cleared. That hits the boulder. The pack mule's down to 2 health, so we're gonna hit it for 1. I think we just draw the squirrel so that we have it for later, and then we don't commit to anything else here, because nothing we play except for the wolf ups the clock, and I don't want to up the clock too much, because I want to be able to deal with the mule. We're gonna hit for... Let's take this. Yeah, so he can't kill me, I can't kill him here, which means that we're pretty much solid on just being able to go swing, hit for 2 to keep it about even. The mule gets hit for 1. And the next turn, we kill the mule, get all the cards, then we make our fatal push. And then from there, I think we just... He does the thing with the gold. We hold until we get a clear zone. And then we go wolf. We just load up on squirrels, go like wolf adder, and then go from there. So I think we just hold here. Yeah, didn't realize I drew already, buddy. Sorry. Okay, so we do that. That happens. Mule's blocking that, so we're gonna kill the mule, get all the cards, and then we should have enough fodder to be able to play basically whenever when the swing around has to happen. Okay, so we do this. Ooh, the skink! My mule! Air back! Okay, cool. So we get a possum, we have a second wolf, which is great. We have a skink. Okay, so here, I think we do just if we hit. Because the mole, even if it moves to an unblocked zone to block, the attacks will resolve in such an order that the mole moves out of the way, which I think causes me to still hit him for lethal damage here. I'll draw the bullfrog just so that way I have it. But yeah, I think we still get this no matter what, and then he's going to do the prospector thing, and then we just play a bunch of squirrels and just sack and possum and just kill in one turn once we have the clear zones. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's go. Yep, so that moves the block. Oh! That's not how I thought that worked. You know what? That's fine. Draw a squirrel. We'll just keep infinite squirrels in hand. I'm not going to commit anything to the board. Why would I do that? I killed this thing and then we get there, I think. I think we still outpace him in a second here. We just go, kill it, hit for 2. He hits me for 2 now. Goes even. Draw another squirrel. Swing. He hits for 2. Draw another squirrel. We hit for 3. Light goes out. Scale evens. There's gold in them there cards! Turns all my stuff into gold. Yep. Get gold! Extra gold! Yeah, now he plays the Bloodhound, which is when an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. From here, we can just go... We can go Squirrel. Actually, if we just play Possum here, I think that's probably better, because we can just take out the Coyote without having to commit a Squirrel, because we don't have any really fantastic 1-drops. Because we're just going to lose the guys. We draw the Squirrel, because we have to. So many Squirrels. Once we have a clear board, guys, we're just... Once we have a clear board, he's just done. I don't even need any of these items. I don't need any of this. Once the board is clear, you're done, son. So hurry up and hit me. Okay. Possum takes it out. We swing for 1. We can gradually uptick if we need to into something that's bigger, but for now, we're just gonna go... Yeah, I mean, why not? How many of these do I have right now? Yeah, I got enough for that. Okay. We're just gonna play Possum because it's free. Hit. Kill. Get him! Cool. Fantastic. Prepare to die. So we go Squirrel, Wolf. Okay, I have to think about this for a second. When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. Okay. So... basically, he'll move wherever I put the wolf and then block the wolf. Unless I put it directly in front of him, and then I can't really play anything else to... Oh, that's fun. I can super take advantage of that. Okay, so we've got 2 zones here. So what I can do is I can go Squirrel, sack these 2 for a wolf, like here, and then just play a Squirrel to get the Bloodhound out of the way, then hit. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Squirrel. Wolf. There. And we just play a free Squirrel there, which moves the Bloodhound, causing us to block, but hit for 3. We block the hit from the Bloodhound. Draw another Squirrel. We are officially out of cards. Okay, we're gonna hit him for 3. He's gonna come down with the Adder and take out the Gold Nugget, which means I can actually get an extra zone here if I want, just to be able to... I think no matter what I kill this turn, so it's just a matter of how heavily I kill. Skink and Bullfrog both have flying here, so we're just going to try and overkill it for 4. Bullfrog for game! Get a few extra teeth, take out the Prospector. Your lives are restored. Choose carefully. What do we got? What goodies we got? Amalgam. Canine, hooved, reptilian, feathered, insectoid. The amalgam is all. Pack rat. That filthy feral hog becomes incensed when its chimes are struck. I don't think I care about that, because if I understand this as I do everything else, the chimes probably are not tribute fodder. I cannot use them for creatures. And folks, we didn't even need any of our items for that fight. I didn't use a single one. That was good. We're in the zone tonight. Okay. Amalgam gets the benefits of everything. It's a 3/3 that no matter what totem I have, will get the benefit of the totem. Good or bad, depends how you see it. Pack rat. Card-breaking sigil is played. You will receive a random item as long as your pack is not full. I feel like the best option right now is just to go for the amalgam. I know it's not necessarily the strongest card, but it's, I mean, it is effectively a wolf with 1 more health that gets benefits from every totem. I think that's probably just the best thing I've got going for me right now, because currently I still have all of my items. So Pack Rat's not as useful as he could be. The Douse just seems kind of bad. Like, it gives you chimes in each empty adjacent space, which I think just gives me a blocker, unless it does something else. It becomes incensed when the chimes appear, but that's just on playing it, so I don't know if that's really all that useful. I think I just want the amalgam, and I empower the amalgam with, like, something else. If we got a flying totem, we probably don't want to put Death Touch on it, but we could put something else on it at basically any point. And if we put just, like, the adder, or the corpse maggots, like, a leap out of the hand thing onto the amalgam, that seems pretty decent. I think we're taking this. Okay. Free of the prospector's unhinged gaze, you look ahead. And move on to... Oh yes, I know. As the air grew humid, your boots became harder to pull from the mud. A dank smell of tepid water invaded your nostrils. You had reached the wetlands. For, you know, the 3rd time now. Because you're bad. I think it said when the chimes are attacked. I might have missed that part. I have to be very careful about reading the text that he gives me on the cards. Okay. I do not know what this space does. I've yet to find out. However, maybe now's not a bad time to try it. So I could just get a random thing, or I can pick a differently costed card, or I can pick a particular creature type. I think we probably want to go for the costed thing, just so I can get more variety. Or, I do have the reptilian head. If I can get like a good reptile, that might not be terrible. And I want to know what this space does, because so far in the run yet we haven't actually hit this space. So I just want to go trial and error and kind of see what we can get. I think we either go... What do y'all think, chat? Do we go for a creature type and try and pick up another, either something else with flying from like the bird category, or aim for maybe another reptile to do something with the totem head? Or do we go for the costed creatures and see what we can find that's like a good one drop, since we've got a couple of top end pieces now? What are we thinking? Dark Things type. Tribal's fun. The first Magic deck I tried to build was Tribal. It didn't work out super well because I was trying to build cats around Arabo, which is cool and all, but Arabo has a... The pool of cats in Magic has been so small that it makes it very difficult to build a good, like, Arabo deck, because he does, like, the whole Anthem thing, but he also puts stuff only on one guy. So it's tough. Like, you want to be able to go out with a bunch of small guys and go wide, but Arabo's ability kind of lends to going tall, so it's difficult to play a Tribal deck like that. But Tribal is fun. I do agree. Guess we can try for... We'll give it a go. We'll see if there's a reptile available. Okay. Reptile or insect? These are the two I'm feeling. We haven't seen insect yet, and this is probably going to be the ants. Cats is a lot better tribe now. I know there also was like the cat and dog one that's like Rin and Seri or something like that, but I really wanted to do something with the Rabo. I'd have to look and see if there's like some better cats available. Before, there just weren't a lot of really good ones that kind of synergized with the abilities. It was... Green leads to kind of going wide, but the fact that it was Arabo wanting to make certain things tall was kind of difficult, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, let's see if we can get a good reptile. I mean, we got the reptile totem, so might as well give it a look. Oh, great. Another adder. There are not enough good reptiles in this game. This is sad. I don't want the adders. They fly. They don't do their job. They're just bad to draw. This is sad. I don't want the adder. It's too many snakes that aren't doing what they're supposed to do. I should have taken evolution. Or maybe, hopefully, maybe up here I can get a better thing to stick under them. Because right now, flying snakes is not doing me a whole lot of good. Yeah, Shin, it's exactly that. Like, the deck, after I get past the first area, the deck starts feeling kind of bloated, and I have to find ways to wear things down and get better cards. So, like, I have to prioritize making the adders better, which means I need to find a totem I can replace flying with, because having two drop 1/1s that don't do anything is just, like, it's so bad. Okay. What does this spot do? You came across some familiar stones, but there was something different. You intuited that the fate of the creature selected for this would not be pleasant. Do what you must. Stop this. So David, it's sort of flying like in Magic. The big difference here is that creatures with flying will hit the opponent directly unless they have a blocker specifically. That has the air block, like the Mighty Leap or whatever, that can block guys in the air. Basically, unlike in Magic where it can be blocked by a flyer or a creature with reach, they can basically only be blocked by creatures with reach. But everything else can hit them, and because it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you're selecting your attack targets sort of by playing them in the lanes as opposed to blocking specifically or choosing whether or not you're going to block, there's no guarantee that a flying Death Toucher will ever hit anything unless it has that flying block ability. So it makes them a lot worse. I mean, honestly, I don't want these adders. If this is going to just take it out of my deck, I would like to get rid of it. You callously slaughtered the adder. However, the Bone Lord was pleased by your sacrifice. What's this? A minor boon of the Bone Lord. You will start each battle with 1 extra bone. You shook off the viscera of the poor adder and carried onwards. Well, that's decent. Yeah, Bruce, it is. It's... Honestly, I literally just picked up the adder and then we're like, this seems not helpful right now. Goodbye, adder. But the boon is nice. The boon is nice. There was nothing else good to sack there. Like, the adders are just not doing me good with the current setup, you know? Cool. We get an extra bone. That helps a little. Okay. What do we got? Skink, who is going to, when hit, moves over and leaves a tail, and it blocks the attack. So, we gotta be careful about that. Yeah, the Bone Lord boon's interesting. We'll have to see how it goes with it. Okay. I mean, I think we just do the normal. We go, like... If I just go squirrel, play elk fawn, like, right here, it moves over one, just sits over here. And then... Actually, no, it doesn't matter where I play it, because it's flying. It'll just move wherever, basically. So squirrel, play the elk fawn, search for whatever out of the deck, and then go from there. Squirrel. Fawn. We'll put it down, though. There. Okay. And then I think what we want is probably we just get the amalgam, because it's like the best wolf in the deck. Do we have wolf in hand already? Is that why I'm not seeing that as a search option? I'll go for the amalgam, because that's just going to be a 3/3 flyer. That's pretty solid. I think that's decent. What does he have over there? He's got a... I remember what he just was saying he was going to play. Okay. So we can also just get Stinkbug here and immediately play it down for an extra damage. We hit for 2 this turn, and then he'll hit me for 1, and then I hit back for another 3 on the next turn. Or we go Amalgam, we draw a Squirrel, and then we just try and build up to play this instead. Right, Skink. Okay, so it's going to be a 1. And then it'll hit, and then if it attempts to get hit, it will just kind of make a second body and move over and lose a health, I think. Okay. I think we just want the amalgam, because it's going to be a flyer with the totem. That's a 3/3 flyer that's pretty solid. Makes the game go by a lot faster. We just have to draw like a squirrel 2 turns in a row. Or if anything dies, the corpse maggot comes out, and that gives us the fodder we need. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yep, flyer, cool. And then we've got Stoat and Wolf in hand. And I think we just go combat here. We're going to hit for 1. Bop. Oh! That's frustrating. Okay. So we got double adders coming down. What else can we draw that's going to be good? I think we just want to go for the squirrel and just, like, hold out for 2 turns. Squirrel, squirrel, then play the flying amalgam and go from there. This is going to hit for 2. Ooh, nice. It moved out of the way of the adder. Awesome. Okay, so it's... Oh, this isn't random, it looks like. These just move left and right as much as they can. Okay, well, that's helpful. Until it reaches the end of the board, I guess. We'll take the squirrel. We'll go... So the tough part here is that these adders are going to kill basically whatever I play. Because what's going to happen here is the amalgam's got 3. So if I go double squirrel, play the amalgam anywhere, I hit for a total of 5 here. I don't even know if that actually clears the game. If we hit for 5, it's like, okay, cool, we hit for 5. But then we're going to lose the amalgam to the hit, and we're going to lose the elk to a hit as well. The other thing I can do is I can draw the squirrel, use it as a block for one of the adders, or as the block for the rattler, just to block some of the incoming damage. No, because if I play it there, then the elk won't move over. I want the elk to move over, so that way I can play the airborne dude where the skink is. So I think we just play a squirrel as a block for one of the adders. We take the little bit of damage. The elk's going to move over. It's going to hit 2 this turn. The elk moves over. The elk blocks the rattler. We lose the rattler. We lose the squirrel. We go 2. We play the amalgam in the zone where the skink is. It hits for 3. We get hit back for a lot. I don't think that game plan works. I think we have to like play the wolf just to clear the rattler because it's just too much damage. Man, this is tough. Okay. You also use an item and just go squirrel in the bottle. I guess the other question is, I don't think I can outdamage this turn. I don't think the, Oh, the scale's even. I can literally just knock him out this turn. It won't be overkill damage, but it'll do it. Because then we just go squirrel, squirrel, play like the wolf or whatever. Hold back the amalgam just in case. Play the wolf in the empty lane. Clear. And that hits for 5, which immediately ends the game. I think we just do that. Because we've already got a good pile of teeth right now. I don't really feel like dealing with this. Go 1, 2. And just... Yeah, so that goes catastrophic wrong. We get to block still and then hold back the amalgam, but... Womp. Bam. Alright. Trial of Wisdom. The drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. Trial of Bones. 3 drawn cards must cost at least 5 bones combined to pass. Trial of Power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. Oh, cool. It's nice enough to let you look at your deck. So there's no way we're passing the Bones trial, so we're skipping out on that one. Sigils, we have 1, 2, 3. We need 4. There's only 1 card that gets us double sigils, and it's the same one that is... We basically never win that. Combined power of 4 or more. It's a 3-drop. That's a 3-drop. I think our odds are bad no matter what we do on this one. If we go 3... Alright, we have 8 cards. Two cards come out. Everything has at least 1 power. If 2 cards come out, the sample size is 6, which means we have a 1 in 3 shot to draw one of the 2 strong guys who wins us that trial. If we go... I think that's just mathematically the best option. So we gotta try for it. Because it's either that or it's Wisdom is... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys out of the deck. I have 5 out of 8 have a sigil. So as we draw guys, we also lose some in the deck. So like we basically have to hit all 3 of these for that to work. I don't know what the math looks like on that. It'd either be that or we have to draw the elk. The elk would be like a 1 in 8 to a 1 in 6. And then if we whiff anything else, we're fine. If we get the elk, if we don't get the elk, then we have to hit basically all of them. I mean, it's possible with 5 ace. Like, the odds aren't terrible, but I think... Yeah, I really would like some more, like, strong dudes with low cost. I mean, this is the thing, right? If I can find somewhere in this series of cards, if I can find the card we made last time, that exists. It's just... It's a no cost, which means it's incredibly hard to find. Yeah. Yeah, the Kagamusha. The new Gabe, which is freebie, because it gives you freebies. So I think we have to go for this. Let the trial of power begin. 1, 1. Hey! You have passed. Wow. 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 Oh! Wait. That's unkillable. That's a good one. Okay. So once again, I feel like these trials keep giving me kind of garbage ones, with one exception this time. I don't want more adders. And having an adder that can convert from 2 to 3 is kind of nice, but I just had to burn 2 squirrels just to play this thing. So that doesn't feel very good. Plus, I already have a problem with snakes that fly right now. The wolf cub seems decent until you realize that it's got the mole thing, which means it will block and cause itself to die in basically every situation. So the only good one is the raven egg, which I haven't, I don't know if I've seen the ravens yet. I think they're just like a standard bird, but that seems decent. It's got 2 health. It's unkillable, so even if it does die, I just get a copy back in my hand. And I think that still counts when it turns into the raven, so that is definitely a take. We are grabbing that. Okay. Now, here is the decision point. Along our way ahead, we have a total maximum of 2 sacrificial altars. I want to trim some of the fat from the deck, and I want to play... I want to put the jump out thing on one of the big dudes, either on Amalgam or the Wolf, probably Amalgam, from the maggots. So that's one thing I want to do. The other thing we want to do is... So we can do that up to twice. The other thing I'm thinking about is I kind of want to go for the totem to see if we can get a better totem so that the flying adders are not as bad, because I'm kind of sick of that card just being a really dead draw. It's just bad in every situation when it flies right now because it defeats the purpose of the card being in the deck. The other thing is we could put the Death Touch on something else and remove the problem entirely. So if we go here, we put the Death Touch from the adder onto something else that we have in the deck, which is a decent option. Then we get like a dude that's just like a good attacker, or even like a low-cost attacker that can just kill anything. And that's pretty decent. From there, we can then do a fight. We can go Trapper to try and get some better cards down the line, or we can go here and try and see if we can high roll to get freebie, which sounds really good. And this is, I think this is the only slot we can get freebie from on the board, because it is a 0 cost, which means it's like impossible to find this thing anywhere else. I don't know where else you would find it, actually, unless it's maybe at like the pelt shop or whatever. I think we kind of just want to... Yeah, I feel like maybe it's the totem, see if I can get something more useful, either like a different head that makes the deck more effective, or swap out the bottom part to make the reptiles just better. So I think we're going to go for the totem. So let's see what we got for options. The decrepit wood carver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age. Okay. Creates ants. That's a wolf totem head. And that's the guardian sigil. Opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space. A card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. Ants are 1-drop 1/1s. Wait a frickin' tick. Hold up. Ant on squirrel head means any squirrel gives you an ant to sack. You always have 1/1s. That's insane. That's crazy. We're taking that. Are you kidding me? That one and that one. The squirrels make cards. They are all 1/1s now. No, it's better than that. The squirrels can ramp. Ooh, this is good. This is good, chat. This is good. You hunched down to place her offering in your pack. When you looked up again, the ancient woman had vanished. Thank you. Chat. We just got the best totem we could have gotten. For value, play a wolf, play a squirrel, every turn. Every turn, you play a squirrel. When you play a squirrel, it gets an ant. All of the ants are 1 cost, and their power ramps with the number of ants on the board, which means every turn, you can just squirrel, ant, squirrel, ant, squirrel, ant, and build up bigger dudes, regardless of what the rest of your hand looks like. This is a fantastic combination. Ooh, I'm so excited. We're gonna beat some folks in tonight. Extra bone. Bones for the bone god. Oh my god, the amalgam counts as everything! It gains the ant thing too. Guys, this is so cool. Squirrel, ant, and the masters of the universe. Okay. Oh. The wetlands are looking different today. Where are all the kingfishers and such? Okay. So we have... There's going to be a bunch of ants coming down. The ants are all going to be tutus. Okay. So we have, the ants are all going to be tutus. Which means no matter kind of what I do here, we're in a little bit of a rough way. But it's fine. Yeah, I think we have to just go play the squirrel, play something here, and then go from there. So the question is whether it's going to be ant or the squirrel. I think we just go for the squirrel-ant combo for a start and see how it goes. Because I want to do the raven. I want to see what it evolves into and like if it does anything else or if it just gets kind of big. But the raven egg does seem decent. And I could theoretically just put it in front of the worker ant, block it, and then, you know, do with that, but I will. But I think we just gotta go squirrel and then ant. Squirrel. Ant. So we sack the squirrel, we play an ant, we hit for 1. Next turn we go squirrel ant again. The ants get bigger, and we can take out one of his ants, which reduces the power on the board. So I think that's probably just the way we go for right now. I could also bottle. I'm just like paranoid about the... I'm kind of just paranoid about the the angler fight because I know that that's kind of rough, and I'm like, squirrel bottle's really good, and I didn't see that many items along the way up, so I really don't want to lose this one. So I feel like I just have to hold on to the squirrel bottle to make sure that I can do it later. Squirrel Ant, the hero of tomorrow. Marvel's brand new IP, Squirrel Ant. It's like Squirrel Girl, but with fundamental differences. Okay, if I go Squirrel, Worker Ant, hit with the Worker Ant, he takes 1, I take 2, and then on the next turn, we just draw another Squirrel. That brings it up to a 2/2 each, and then we just go hit. Hits for 2, takes out the 1 ant, and then we go from there. And then if we want to start branching out, we can. I kind of have to wonder if the rest of the deck even matters once we have Squirrel Ant combo. I think we just do this and see what happens. Go there. Swing 1. Oh my goodness. Squirrel. Okay, we go Squirrel, we play Ant. Hit 2. Take that one out. We're gonna take 2 again. We're also about to lose the guy. Ooh, this is kind of rough, actually. We might actually have to go Squirrel in the bottle, because this is a lot of stuff coming down on me. Because we're gonna clear 1 ant just to have another ant take its place, and it's gonna be like we lose one of ours, so we're at most gonna be at 2/2 still. This is a really complex board state too. Like, this is gonna get rough really fast. I don't even know if I really want to take anything with the hook either. Like, it doesn't feel like it does a whole lot. I guess if I took the ant, right? If I go Squirrel, Ant, take an ant, now all of a sudden my stuff's way bigger, and that might just be a good enough tempo swing to win this one. I think that might just be what we do. Give me... I'd rather keep that guy behind the lines, so let's go... actually, no, that's fine. We're gonna take this one. We're gonna lose... Okay. So this ant's probably gonna die. Because we take out the mantis. We take out the 1 ant. The mantis comes down. It hits here, and that one's also coming down and it's hitting. So we're going to lose 1 ant regardless, but I think this is probably the tempo swing we need to just win this completely. And then we go Squirrel. Get another ant. Play the ant. Sacking the Squirrel. Go right there. What the heck happened there? Did I miss something? What happened to the mantis? Did I kill it? What happened? I'm very confused. Oh well. And then we can just go Squirrel, sack for the Raven Egg, and we can go from there, I think. Just for fun, we're gonna go Raven Egg. Cool. Oh my god, I totally forgot about the spillover damage. It's almost never been relevant. It has come up so infrequently, I didn't even remember it was a mechanic. Good to know. Okay. I think we're going Trapper next. We'll see what we can get in terms of pelts and fun things that we can use for the future. Because realistically, I'm doubtful that the custom card is going to be under here as just a 0 drop. It seems very unlikely. You won't find better helps within 100 miles. 100, sorry. I stuttered. On the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. We can get the gold pelt. We have exactly enough to do it. So let's try and get something from the really cool rare pool and see what we can get. You have my gratitude. I will be back for you. You're going down next time, you piece of garbage. Alright. Let's do a little cleanup duty. Alright, I think this time, now that we've cleared up our issue with the adder can stay. He's fine now. But this, we're putting this on something better. Wop. I'll go. Sorry, Stoat, you're not enough value. I wish, buddy, I wish. Okay. I think we just stick it on the amalgam. Yeah, amalgam's probably the best option. Wop. Now the amalgam hops out of our hand whenever something dies. That's pretty cool. Alright. Combat. Great draw. Alright, so we've got the elk, we got the stoat, we got the snake bug. There's a kingfisher, a coyote, and a sparrow. Kingfisher will flip down, so we can basically never hit it. Coyote is going to hit for 2. We could try and block some of that depending upon what we play. I think the play is Squirrel sack for Elfon. Elfon goes Elkvon, sorry. Play here, not here. Play here, so that it'll move over to the right, hit, and then move over to the right again, and hit, and then block the coyote. It does mean we're going to take damage from the coyote for... We hit for 1, then we hit for 1, he hits back. We hit for 2, he hits back for 2, and then we hit back for 2. Okay, so we're gonna get hit for like an extra 2, I think, in that exchange, but it does mean we get to search our deck for basically anything we want. And then, kind of from there, we do also have stink bugs, so we can even block the coyote completely because we've already got the one thing. So I think that's probably the best option here. Yeah, let's go that. We're gonna go squirrel. Gives me an ant. Go elk, sack the squirrel. Play the fawn here, I think, because we put the stink bug there to block the coyote. That's really the goal here. I can also play the fawn there. Doesn't really matter either way, I think. No, if I put the fawn there, it'll at least block. No, it won't block the sparrow, and it can't hit the sparrow. It doesn't matter. I always forget about this. Okay. So that'll just go there. We will get ourselves the amalgam, because they'll just jump out of our hand, and that's pretty good. Oh yeah, that does also give us a free ant. That's really good. This is such cool synergies in this deck, guys. We got a really cool one brewing this time. We're going to go stink bug for free right there. And we go combat. We hit for 2. Elk moves over to the left, I guess. We block 1 in the damage. Hurts a little bit. Elk evolves. And then we can go... We'll hit over the coyote. We'll hit for 2. And we can, if we want, go squirrel, play an ant. And try and start building up that way. They'll also be able to start trying to take out the sparrow, which helps kind of reduce the clock a little bit. Squirrel. Play the squirrel there. Gets us another free ant. Then we go play the 1 ant there. Swing. Okay. And then we just go for another squirrel. Play the squirrel. Bum 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 bum. Your fawn is evolving. And then we can go second worker ant. Play it there. Wow. We get to do the overkill damage again. Yo! Look! Waba! Hit for 1. And then... we do still also have an ant in hand. This also counts, I think, as an insect. Which means that if we... It counts as every creature type. So if we play, it will also make all of these into 3/3s. And that's a lot of overkill. That's nice. But it'll jump out for free if anything dies. So I think we just go for the worker ant. Let's see what we top deck if there's anything interesting. Nah, okay. Stink bug, we're just going to sack you for a moment, friend. I'm sorry. Did he just say darkness till next time? What did he say? What did they say? Okay. Now that's what I call a lot of damage. Look at all them teeth. Alright. What the heck is that? Mushrooms? Okay. These ants are going to carry us to victory. This is so cool. Oh god, but how are we going to deal with the angler? Lots of teeth, yeah. Okay. I don't know what this one is, but I do kind of want to try it and see what it does. So we're going to go for either one of these. I think the goal is to go here just to see what random card we get, because maybe it gives us access to the, mayhaps. Maybe this gives us the freebie, maybe? Hey, Yugi, that's a lot of damage. Are you Dark Magician doing okay over there, bud? You'll never defeat my Red Eyes. My Red Eyes black ants. Darkness take me. I didn't realize that's what he said. All I caught was darkness. Oh god, poor stink bug. Okay. I think we want to just try for the random card, because I want to see what we can get. River snapper, course maggots, bullfrog. Okay. Not great, but Corvus Maggots is still decent regardless. It's just a free blocker. I think we just take this as a thing that we can have as a backup play and maybe put this onto another guy too later. Oh yeah, we do have to block Kingfishers for the angler fight. Because this stuff's not going to die in the angler fight, and that is like the next thing we're doing. Most of it's just gonna, you know. Alright, bullfrog seems decent. Because it has a mushroom. That thing up ahead did look like a mushroom. I'll take it. I was wondering why they were... You found yourself among a grove of thick and pungent mushrooms. You squinted to see a figure through a thick cloud of spores. What voice do I give this character? We are the mycologists, yes? Yes. And we are performing our experiments far from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes? We will need 2 of the same creatures, 1 for each of us. Okay. Weird. I think this could get messy. Look away. The bullfrog, it is now 1? Weird. Okay. All right. It's go time, folks. Angler time. All right, what's the game plan? We're gonna have to see just what we draw going into this, because I don't have a specific game plan in mind like last time. We don't have the spike damage that we had last time. We'll have to see what we draw and go from there. Okay, we get smoke, that helps. Alright. You beheld an immense man slouched behind a mucky pond. He appeared to be tearing hunks of flesh from a fish corpse. Some chunks were thrown back to the pond, where a few ghoulish birds snapped them up. And some were sloppily pushed into the hulking man's mouth. You bring fresh fish? Easy choose. Okay. The angler. Mind his hook. Play a squirrel or something when he aims it. That will protect your best cards. Thank you, Stinkbug. Your messages are far less cryptic than, what's his name? Stoat. Okay. Okay. So there are a lot of options with this hand. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way for us to spike into a lethal push immediately. No, we can do it. We can OTK him right now. We got it. Okay. Yeah, I remember that last time from last time Stark. I was wondering if that was ever going to come up for anything. But that is good to know. Okay. So with the squirrel thing, we do have a lethal push here. We can literally just go squirrel, 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 squirrel in the bottle. Play both of them, get 2 ants. Play the 2 ants, play the stink bug, lethal push. And we can hold the smoke if we want to for something else. Okay. Squirrel. Populate ant. Squirrel on the bottom. Play squirrel. Populate ant. Play ant. Play ant. And then... stink bug, I guess? I'm just trying to think. I can't remember if he turns all your stuff into the buckets or he plays the buckets. I think we just go... I think we go stink bug here. Just play it, just because it's free. We don't have to spend any more resources from our hand. We just go here. And then we swing for 5 immediately. Knocks us straight into phase 2. Hell yeah. Go fish! Puts the chum buckets ahead. Okay. There are about to be a lot of sharks hitting this board. However, if we just go squirrel, we get an ant at 3. We kill all of these. All of the sharks are about to come down. Is there anything else I can do? I can play an adder. I think we just go for the squirrel play. Because there's going to be a bunch of sharks, but then we get to just make a push, I think, on the next go. The sharks are 4-2s. So every single one of these that breaks is going to be... I'm trying to think if there's any way we can get to a 5 on the clear lane, but I don't think that's possible. So we kind of just have to go... squirrel to get an ant populated to our hand. Play the ant. We're going to hit for 3. All these guys are going to block. Stinkbug's going to survive. We're going to lose both of the ants, so the ant goes down to a 1 power. And then potentially we can play smoke and adder to clear off another one or something like that. I'll have to see. Got a lot of other stuff in the tank in the deck. It's just I need sack fodder. I'm about to lose basically everything to these sharks. Alright. Squirrel. Ant. Kill. Go ant. Wabam. Yep. Shark. Go fish. Yep, that happens. He does that, kills 2 of my ants, we go down to there, and then we're going to hit back for at least 2, so if we just play something strong enough to take it back in our favor, we got it. I've got the smoke to stack for a 1-drop, so let's see if we can draw anything better, I guess, off the top. Or if we go squirrel, then we go squirrel, get an ant, the ant goes up to a 2, we can just overkill it really hard here. Yeah, let's go overkill. Because we can go smoke for the bullfrog and squirrel to do a whole lot of damage here. Ant. Pop, pop. Smoke. Bullfrog. And then combat. More teeth. More teeth! Ant go burr. Ant does indeed go burr. You will not perish quite yet. This squirrel ant totem thing is working out fantastically. Like, it doesn't even, like, my starting hand helps, but, like, it doesn't even matter all that much because the value is just so much. All right, let's see what we got. Strange larva. I always like strange larva. Child 13. I haven't taken that one yet. And another amalgam. So this is interesting. All right. So I'm at an impasse here. Amalgam's a really good top end for the deck. It's good to draw. It's good, just good in general. Really good 3/2, especially because with the totem right now, it also gets ants. There's a ton of value. Larva will also give you an ant. Why would Larva give me an ant? Right, not a squirrel. Yeah. So Amalgam gives me one because it's everything, including squirrel. I haven't done Child 13 yet. And on principle, I like something that I can repeatedly sacrifice. I also like the fact that it gets, yeah, it seems like if you do something with it enough times, it probably gets you a stronger version of itself. And that's cool, but I have to do that enough times before I hit the next boss for it to be worthwhile. Not to mention, I don't know how useful it's going to be in this deck with the ant stream, you know? Like the constant stream of just guys off the ant is pretty good. Like, I guess that's true because if you, at that point, if you go like squirrel, child, ant, then you just have a constant sack outlet and you can just keep playing squirrels every turn and keep up the child 13. So that's pretty decent. Plus, it also gives me the rest of my deck a little more consistency when I'm out of squirrels or if I don't need to be doing it. It allows me to ramp, which is good. Because effectively it means that any hand where I draw a child, I can go squirrel, play for child, play child for ant, and then just keep ramping off the child and keep going with squirrels. So that's pretty decent. And it gives you more options, yeah. The other thing too is I really liked Strange Larva. The fact that it goes into like a 7/7 or something like that after 3 turns, it's like really cool. And with the whole ant thing, it seems like it'd be reasonable to be able to do that, but I don't know. I think Child 13. We haven't taken that one yet. I'm going to go for that. Okay. Moving past the pond, you took a deep breath of fresh air and continued on. We will need another map. Yeah, go ahead. Roll it out. Show me the snow line again. The relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You would climb to the snow line. Okay. Let's take a moment. I'm going to drink a small amount of water. Okay. I want to see if there's anything interesting running around in here. Well, its eyes lit up. I don't know if that means anything for now. I wonder if I click on this enough times I'll get another boon, or maybe it'll break, or maybe nothing will happen at all. Probably nothing will happen at all. Okay. I'm going to do one of these just to see if there's anything left inside these drawers, because I did them once and I'm curious. Oh god, I forgot this one was hard. So no, this one was empty when I tried it again, yeah. I think they're all just going to be empty again. Oh, more gold teeth! Gimme! I'll take a ton more teeth for no good reason. Okay. Nothing else of interest, it looks like. Back down we sit. Okay. Which way forward, chat? We have our lovely ant squirrel totem. We have a knife. We could go for another trial, although I don't really know if I want to do that right now. There are items this way, there's kill a creature that way, and there's strengthen something that way. We can go for a random thing. I forget which one this is. You know, in principle, that kind of makes me want to go for this and then get another item because we're down low on items. Okay. So right now we've got Wolf, we've got Stink Bug, we got Stoat, we got the Mutanty Bullfrog, we got the Elf Fawn, we got the Amalgam, we got Child 13, we got a couple pelts, which I'm really hoping we can find the person to sell those to. My big thing right now is I can't remember what this does, and the fact that I'm low on items is a little bit bothersome. I think I've seen it before. I feel like I've been there, I just can't remember. It looks like a chest, and I'm like, is it the fancy chest again? Surely they would just put that on the map, right? Right? I could go for this again. We've got, what, 1 symbol, 2 symbol, 3 symbol, 4 symbol, 5 symbol, 6 symbol out of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6 and 5. Okay, so there's 6 symbol cards out of an 11 card deck. There's a few of them with multiple now, which is good. Power-wise, we've got a few things that might be able to help us do it, but a few that will not. And then increasing the power on any of the stuff that we've got would probably be good too. Up in the power on like the adder or something, or maybe even the elk fawn, child 13, the amalgam. All right, I guess let's go for this one and see what we can find, because I do want to try this. I don't know what this is. I'm low on items. This is kind of where my initial thoughts were going anyway. Who is this? Oh, it's the pelt person! How the heck was I gonna miss out on that? I can't believe I forgot about that. It's the pelt lady. Guys, it's the pelt lady. Are your pelts clean? Hair pelts. Okay. I can't believe we almost just missed that with a golden pelt in our inventory. That would have been catastrophic. Okay. Okay, we've got Corpse Maggot, which again, just putting this onto something else just seems decent no matter what. River Otter is just a 1/1 that flips down so it never dies, which is decent. Sparrow is just a 1/2 flyer, that's good. The Bat's a maybe, but it depends kind of on how many coins I can get, but... Oh, right, because we're keeping so many cards in hand. Tentacle does seem good for that. Yeah, I was thinking about getting this one before. Why not? Considering that we're going to pretty easily be loading up our hand with the ants and everything, we'll usually have like a 4-power 1/4-1, so that's, yeah. That makes sense. And what do we got? Is that a golden pelt? Magnificent. Guys! Gek! 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 It's Gek. I mean, I think we have to take Gek. He's the boy. He's the MVP. He's a free 1/1. We can empower him with something. I can put the adder on him and making a 1/1 death, a free 1/1 death touch. That's pretty decent. I don't even think I really want this big guy because it's like, oh cool, he's big, but he costs 4, and like, with Child 13, it's a little bit better, but not much. I guess, because like, what am I sacking for it, right? Like, if I'm going like, okay, we're gonna go squirrel every turn and just do that and build up a field of ants, is then just like going spike on the Aureli, however you pronounce that, to just like pop the stuff and go drop him by popping all the ants and turn 8 power into 7 on 1 free lane? Is that really, or no, like you'd need so much stuff for that to work. I don't think this much blood is worth it, even with Child. Can we talk about the bumble looking guy on the right? Yeah, it, you know, really doesn't look as much. I mean, it looked a little. I don't know, man. That thing sticks in my nightmares. I can't really, this guy does not look enough like the bumble to really disturb me in that way. Okay. Let's look at the deck. Wolf, Stinkbug, Stoat, Bullfrog, Elk Fawn, Amalgam, the Kraken-y thing, Child 13, Raven Egg, Adder. Realistically, is there anything I want to put onto a Gek right now? Unkillable would be really good on Gek. But it's on the Raven Egg, which I can't empower it with. So at present, there's nothing I really want to stick on Gek. But it is Gek. And I'm never going to feel bad about drawing a Gek. So here's the thing. I can put the free Infinisac on the Gek, but I'm sacking Child 13 to do that. And like, one, I want to see what it does. A free, like, a 0-drop Infinisac is good, but I always want to hold out and see if I can get a 0-drop unkillable. Because 0-drop Infinisac is one thing. 0-drop unkillable is better, because 0-drop unkillable is play it, sack it, get a copy back in your hand, play it, sack it, and it builds up physicals on the board. I think we're just gonna take Gek because I just love this card so much from last time, and we'll see what we can do. These are exquisite. My thanks. Okay, get some items. That pitiful opossum. Okay. So we've got the piggy thing, which does the stuff with the bones, but I really don't have a lot of bone cards, to my remembering. The fan, which does... gives everything flying for the turn, which can be useful for a lethal push, but I don't know how useful. That might have been useful against a trapper, I don't know. If we can just play a board of just like squirrel, 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 squirrel. If we can just play out a bunch of squirrels, play a bunch of ants, and then play the wind fan and just hit over above the traps. And then Frozen Possum is... Frozen Possum. 0 power, health, frozen away. Which I think is when it dies, it gives me the possum in hand, so it's just a really good blocker. I think we take the wind fan and see what we can get. Oh. Oh no, you can't use that. This is weird. Oh, I forgot they have the airborne thing. Yeah. Honestly, though, I don't know if the frozen bottom is going to be that much better. So, like, I want to take this just to see what it does. Because it's telling me nothing's going to happen. I can't believe that nothing will happen. Right? Nothing. This game's too cheesy for that nonsense. Plus, we're still looking for a missing dude. Like, one more thing. So I'm taking this. Forget about it. I'm taking it. I'll see what I can do with it. Alright. Ooh, we got combo, boys. Okay. So there's a fawn that's going to try and move over and fail to do so, and there are 2 raven eggs that are going to get bigger. At least I'll see what they turn into. So that's cool. We can go squirrel 13, sack the 13 for an ant, and then just get on that train. Start kind of rolling that way. I think that's probably the play for now. You could also go squirrel 13 bullfrog just because it's bigger for now. And put it in front of what I assume are going to be some flying dudes in a little bit. And next turn we can ramp into some stuff. Let's go that. Squirrel. We get the ant. We'll play 13. We'll put it in, I guess, the clear lane so it doesn't get hit yet because I don't want to die super fast. The only problem is the elk's going to try and move around, but I guess it is just going to swing and then move or attempt to move at the end of the turn, fail to do so, and then the next turn it might try and move to the left, so I should still be able to clear it out and keep child alive. So we go child, put it over here on the left. Bullfrog. Oh! That's what happens after 1? Oh, I can play the worker ant too. I'm a dummy. Oh. What? So it flips every time it gets sacrificed? That's weird. Alright, sure. Get hit for 1. It moves over. I think we just want to go squirrel. Yeah, I think we go squirrel, we sack them both for the wolf, and then we'll do the ant thing on the next turn. Or we go worker ant now. Play it there. They both go up to 2/2s. I think we go wolf. Oh, we can hit for a little bit more and just close out the game. Yeah. Easy enough. Okay, so every other tribute the 13 turns into a 2/1 flyer, which is interesting. Okay. With an understanding that the Trapper is probably going to be the final boss, and I haven't had a good time really to actually get any, I feel like every time I've tried to go through, it takes a while to find the Pelt Lady. And I do have a good amount of teeth right now, but I don't want to, like, dilute the deck with, like, bad cards, you know? Because if we go this way, we get to empower one thing. We get to a fight here, we do some more stuff up that way. If we go here and we get a duplicate, we can do the Mushroom Lady, but I feel like this is a more reliable path. Me pelts are the finest, and I'm the jerkiest. Take one. One, two. I have 16. Teeth, guys. We get rabbit, we get golden, and we can still get a couple regular rabbit pelts just for sack fodder / stuff we can get better cards with later. Man, we're like short one for a wolf pelt. That's fine though, we'll just take a couple rabbit pelts. We got a golden pelt. Chill. We did it. Thanks for your patronage. I'll be trying to kill you in about 10 minutes. Alright, what are we powering up? Power is going up. Warm light of a campfire was a welcome sight. The 10 hungry eyes around it dampened the greeting. Warm a creature by the fire, enhance its power, said one. Alright. So we've got, currently in my brain, there are two front runners for this. Either we make Gek a little stronger, make it so we have a free 2/1 drop every single time we play it, or we make Child 13 stronger, so when it converts into a 3/1, and it starts out as a 1/1, so it can always hit. Gold Eyes Pelt Ram. Adder's also an option, and there's the Amalgam. Even making Stink Bug just stronger, or Stoat, because he really doesn't have a whole lot that he's offering to the table right now. To make that a 4/3, that's pretty solid, especially for something that can just jump out of the hand at random. Or, again, more consistency, better overall cards. I really do like trying to go for a kind of average approach where all the cards overall are just strong, so that no matter what. But yeah, I think buffing 13, so it's at least a 1/1 and it goes up to a 3/1 is pretty decent. Gek's the other consideration, but I just think this is better. The survivors were right about the flames. They had enhanced the creature's power. Spotting a few of the survivors drooling, you made a hasty retreat with your Child 13. Alright. Battle! Do 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 do. Alright, we've got Raven Egg, Squirrel, Adder, and Pelt. We can throw the Pelt in front of the Elk as just a blocker. And then we go Squirrel, we can play the Egg, and then on the next turn it'll get bigger, and then we can play the Ant, I guess. On the follow-up, just draw a Squirrel and go Ant. It's probably decent. So go this, we get the Ant. We're going to play the Egg in front of the other egg, I think. And then we'll go pelt in front of the elk to block that attack. Cool. So we got a raven. I think from here we go squirrel. We can play one ant. Ant takes out the elk fawn. And we do the same thing on the next turn. Cool. Yeah, he gets the ravens now. We get hit for a bunch of damage, which sucks. But now we go squirrel. Play it down. Get another ant. We can play the ant. And then if we wanted to, we could turn them all into 3/3s, which honestly sounds pretty decent. Okay. If we do that, then we hit for 2, 4. We take out the cub. He hits us back for 5. And we're down a tick. And that's frustrating and kind of tough. Or we play the ant over the raven, we get the egg back to hand, and then we go hit for 3. We clear 1 raven, we take out the wolf, we're gonna get hit for 3 back. No, we get hit, yeah, we get hit back for 3. And then we get to clear next turn. Yeah, I think we go with that. We get the raven. Oh, it gives us back the raven, not just the egg. Interesting, okay. So we do this here, I think. Yeah, because this will take out one of the ravens. Or we do it here, we kill that raven, and then on the next turn we can try and overkill to take out the other raven egg. I think that's probably the way we want to do it. And then we've got the raven back in hand. We go swinging. Even out the scales, we take 3 total. There's another raven egg coming down. We go squirrel, we play the squirrel, we get an ant, we play the ant, we've got 4 4s. We deal with stuff. That, sack that, play that, bop, bop, bop. And just like that, we are done. Okay. I think it's doubtful we're getting any duplicates that we want to do anything with here. We could go for that, but it's kind of the same issue. Unless we get a wolf, then we can combine the wolves, and that'd be pretty cool. Or we can go for the random, because again, somewhere sitting in all of this mess is our custom card, which I really would like to find. And then we get to go enhance something's power, probably here. Then move on to another fight, and then we get to pick more cards. So I feel like maybe this is where we want to go for right now. Otherwise here, I don't know if there's anything specific I want from any particular category of creature. And the cost thing I don't think lets you pick cost 0, so it's very unlikely that's going to do what we want. Let's go over here, see what we can find. Grizzly, elk fawn, The meddlesome bat, a minor terror. I'm not a huge fan of the fawn here, but the bat's not terrible. Just as like a thing we can pick up. We could also go for a grizzly for more top end and just kind of meh on the grizzly. Oh, that's also cool. Okay. Since we can't get the... I feel like we go for the bat just so we can't get the, Since we can't get the mushroom now because we took this side of the path. I don't even know if putting the elk, combining the elks together would have done anything. I worry we'd lose some of the symbols in the process. So I think we're gonna go bat. Feels reasonable. Especially with all the sack outlets. It's an easy thing we can play. Okay, another power one. A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There's room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its power, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. Okay. We could go for the amalgam to buff that guy out a bit. Make him a nice 4/3 that drops for free. We can go for Gek, make him a 2/1. We can make Child a 2/1. We could enhance Stoat. Stoat's kind of just a 1/3 at this point. He's really not doing a whole lot in the deck. We could even make the Elk Fawn stronger. Stink Bug. A 2-bone 2/4 that makes the other stuff weaker is honestly not terrible. I do kind of just like Gek being bigger. I think it's him, Stoat, or like the Stink Bug. Raven Egg actually might be pretty decent too. Because at least then it's a 1/2 for 1, which is on par with like the original Bullfrog. But it'll, if it dies, it still gives me back the egg, or it gives me back the Raven, and the Raven will be stronger for it. It's like a decent secondary engine, but we're spending so much of our turns doing this, the squirrel ant thing over and over again. I think maybe it's going to be Gek here. Just because he's free, you know? The fire warmed the weary Gek and enhanced its power. You suspected the intention of the survivors were less than pure. With your Gek in tow, you retreated into the woods. Okay. 2/1 for 0 is pretty good. Okay. Now, is there anything from here that I want to put on Gek or anybody else? Currently, no. So I think we're going to be looking on the next round. We're going to look for really good stuff we can stick on Gek or somebody else here. So I think we're going to go there and then there, just to see what we can get in terms of options. Cool. Oh, we got the elk. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Egg. Raven egg, elk, elk. Alright. Okay, regardless, we go squirrel, we go elk. Squirrel, elk. Get the ant. Play Gek for free. Hit for like 3. Gek can clear the 1 egg on the next turn. The elk will move over and deal with the other elk, I guess. And then from there, it'll start moving back. Cool. Play the elk. We'll put it there so it moves over and blocks the other elk, I guess? No, because it'll hit for 1. We don't want it to block the elk. We don't want the elk to die. So we put it there so it moves over 1 that way. I'll go. Hello. Okay. I think what we want is... I think I just want the amalgam. It's either that or the bat, but I think... Ooh, actually... Because if we go for... Amalgam's what? Amalgam's a 3, and then when something dies, it'll hop out of the hand. I can also just go for the Kraken because I'm going to basically be keeping my hand up at all times. I think we'll go for that. We'll see if we can just get some big swing. We'll play Gek there. We'll keep the pelt in hand just to feed to the Kraken, I guess, and then go from there. Okay, so that's going to take out the fawn and move over. Gek's going to take out the raven egg. And I would ideally like to play something else to deal with the other raven egg. I need something I can sacrifice for the tentacle man. I think for now we just want a squirrel. Go squirrel, we play it gets as a 2/2 for a start. And we get... No, it'd still be a 3/1, so that's decent. Okay. Squirrel. Get another ant. And we can just play that. That'll take out the elk. That elk will hit for 2. We can go squirrel. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. If we go squirrel and we play an ant, it knocks us down to 3 cards in hand, so that's not big enough to get over the elk, so we actually have to hold here. Okay. And then we go draw the squirrel. We play... Put down a squirrel and a worker ant. Keeps us at 4 cards in hand, I think, and does a good amount of damage here. Actually, we can just... We're gonna hit for, what, 7 here? That's fine. I think that's enough, honestly. Otherwise, it's squirrel, ant, and then we get another ant into hand. good for next turn, but it doesn't matter next turn if we're already winning. Cool. Cool. Okay. So we can go that way, and then we can empower something if we find something good. Yep, we got the teeth. No worries, Stark. We got it. Okay. I feel like we want to go for... See if we can get anything good to empower our Gek with here, and then either go this way or to the mushrooms, depending upon what we grab. Bones, 3 cost or a 2 cost. I think we go for bones, because that's more likely to have an unkillable symbol on it, if anything. Like, I know the cockroach is in there. There's a few reasonable symbols in there. Let's see what we get. I'm willing to roll the dice on this one. It's another bat. Okay, so now we have a choice. We can either slap, like, flying on Gek from one of the bats, or... we either do that and make him a 2/1 flyer, which is effectively the same as a bat, but, like, basically no cost, but the deck's already basically no cost, or we put the 2 bats together and make them stronger. I think we want to put the 2 bats together and make them stronger. That sounds fun. I like that. Did you bring us 2 of the same? We would like to experiment. What do I do with 2 rabbit pelts? Does it just give me a super pelt? Will she buy the super pelt? Or is it just unclean and unkempt so she doesn't want to do anything with it? I'm going to put the 2 bats together. Forget this. Yeah, do that. You may want to avert your eyes. You now have but 1 bat. Is it stronger? I'd say so. It's a 4/2 for what's effectively going to be nothing in this deck. Alright, guys. This is it. We've made it, over the course of this stream, back to where we started, or where we lost last stream. Let's see if we can do this fight. And after that, depending upon what happens, I think from there I will decide what I'm probably going to go to bed after this, but... let's see it. Alright, Trapper. We get our smoke. That's nice. You took in the familiar sights and scents of the Trapper's pelts, but something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze. I'm afraid I must be skinning you today. Oh, God. Okay. So the leaping trap is the thing that kills. And it puts another copy, it puts a pelt in my hand, which I can use to block the squirrel, the frogs for turns. Just have to remember how to do this and what the best method is here. So I assume we want to go squirrel, get an ant, play an ant, and then hit. I still don't really have a good idea of how to do this fight. Because I know what's going to happen is when I kill the strange frogs, they turn into traps. And when I kill the traps, they kill the thing that I had, it turns into a pelt. That much I know. And he can play other stuff too. He's played a wolf before, which is what did us in last time. Now, the thing is, pretty consistently I should be able to just like go squirrel, ant, basically every turn. Which means I always have at least a 1 power thing I can play. And put something down to block some of the frogs. The question is just, you know, how do I build up from there? What's my win condition? So, he's very much control-oriented, but now that I've got all this advantage with the ants, I think we can probably eke it out that way. I think we just have to kind of whittle them down. Like, we have to go take out the traps and just keep going until we can get to the point where we can actually go hit in for damage. Go squirrel, we can go squirrel, ant, play the ant, take out, start working on one of those guys, and we can play the bullfrog in the same turn. The other thing I can do is I can play it here to make sure it doesn't get any damage taken to it, and then when I play the next one, I'm guaranteed to be able to take out, to get a bigger ant. That might help a little. If we can do that, we can hit him for one to at least give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. And we can go smoke, play the bullfrog, just to try and start knocking some of these out. Or I could even just let it sit there, but I think we want to play the bullfrog to try and start knocking some of these out. So we're going to lose the bullfrog, and we're going to get a pelt, which we can use to block one of the frogs. If we go for the squirrel now, we can go squirrel into ant and clear both of these to just get the traps. Then we see what we can draw off the top of the deck, while there's nothing that can actually harm us. That seems like a reasonable plan. Because we can just keep them jammed up with traps and draw until we have a loaded hand. I feel like that's probably a good play. So I think that's kind of what we want to do. We do this for a start. We clear out all of these. Get the pelt. He has nothing he can do this turn, which means we can just draw a card from deck to see what we get. Stoat, okay. We're going to be required to play to hit here, so we're going to lose with 2 ants and get 2 pelts in our hand. So there's not really a whole lot we can do there. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I could sack one of the ants, so I'm gonna lose both of them anyway, and just play Stoat in an available lane, or sack them both for the adder and play that in the available lane, so that I can hit and make sure whatever comes down I can hopefully kill. I think honestly Stoat in that lane probably makes the most sense. Stack one of the ants for Stoat, lose the other ant to the trap, and sack the one so that way I can keep the bullfrog back. Bad play. Okay, cool. So we get the extra pelt. That goes like that. We can use the pelts to block as well a little bit of the stuff, but I think we just want to go draw. I'm just kind of wondering what I can do in terms of what's in my deck right now. Because I want to make sure I've got the resources ready to do the squirrel play. We'll go for this for now. I can actually just put the squirrels in front of the traps, because committing them to the board doesn't really do anything in that case. Like, the traps aren't going to go after the squirrels, and I can just play them there so that I get the extra ants in hand, but then I can leave them on board to decide what to do with them later. It is 11-something at night. I do not have time to be dealing with bots. I'm trying to fight the trapper. Leave me alone. Report. Get out of here. All right, cool. Back to the game. Okay, so we're gonna play one squirrel here, get the ant. I don't have anything I particularly want to sack for. We go combat, hit for 1. Take some damage. We can at the very least do that with the worker ant. We can play a wolf pelt to block the wolf, and just buy ourselves a little bit of time. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Ooh, Amalgam's really good here. Nice. Okay, so that'll contest the wolf. Play a pelt. And then I think we just pass here, right? Okay, adder comes down, we play the amalgam will clear the wolf, we get a worker ant for our troubles, and then we can go squirrel? So we can go squirrel, get another worker ant, go double ant this turn, and then get to... We'll be able to hit him for 2. We have to do it in a very particular order here. We'll hit for 2, but then we'll lose both of the ants, because the one ant will die to the adder and the other ant will die to the trap, but we get a pelt in hand to block for the next turn. So we're basically just playing this game of use the pelts that we get from the traps to block for long enough to build up the ants again, which I'm fine with. I think that's a reasonable play to be able to do here. And of the top decks that are available, I don't think there's any that are better than doing that game plan right now, so I think we stick with this. The only like really good ones would either be Kraken if we could top deck it, or the Bat would be pretty good here too. I can probably afford to wait another turn on this, so I might as well just see what I can draw. Okay, wolf, that's not terrible. So we just go combat, take out the wolf. We take 1 from the adder. We go draw the squirrel. Or we draw draw from deck, we play a wolf pelt to block, and then we just have to commit next turn, which is fine. Pelt. Okay, well that buys us another turn. Throw the pelt in front of the adder. Swing. Okay, so this is the turn where we just push and win, so the question is how hard we want to do it. I think we just draw to see what else we can get in our hand. The bat is sick. Okay. I don't want to commit too hard to the board right now because I don't know what's about to happen. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to hit to overkill it, and then we go into phase 2, see what happens. Exquisite pelts. The cycle must continue. Let's trade. Ooh. Powerful cards. I will accept only the finest pelts for them. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. Oh my goodness. This is a very interesting idea. Oh my god, the mask was upside down. That's cool. Okay. I like the double adder. That seems good for just clearing out stuff. We're gonna get 3, I think, here, because we have the golden pelt in hand too. Maybe. So I think we go adder. I think we maybe want the bat. I think it's adder. We have to think what we want to take away from them. I don't want them having the death toucher. The adder and the great white just seem like they're going to be super annoying to have to deal with. So I think it's those two, and then maybe the bloodhound just to get the most annoying ones out of the way. Adder we take. And I think we take the great white and maybe the bloodhound. Because the great white's just, it's annoying is the biggest problem. Is like, and it has the evolution thing, so it'll get worse, you know? Actually, looking at it, the vulture is probably just the more frustrating version of the bloodhound. Okay, so if this is the front line, let's think about this for a second. If I can just clear off the front line enough to immediately kill, if I'm understanding how this works correctly. I don't know if she's just showing these to me or if this is the order that they're coming down in, and that's what I have to worry about. Because if it's the order they're coming down in, then I've got this, because I can just clear off 2 zones from the front. And if I do that, if I clear off in front of the river snapper, then the amalgam hits for 3, and I can hit for the rest with like the bat, and I just have it. So that might be what I have to do here. I think we take the river snapper in the hopes that doing that allows me to make sure the amalgam can hit. And then we take whatever the most annoying thing from the back row is, which I think is going to be the shark. I would have chosen differently. Okay, cool. I did understand that correctly. So all we have to do is hit for a bunch of damage now. We have the means to play the bat immediately, which means we should just be able to win this turn. We can play the bat, and then we can do the... If we go for a squirrel, we can also just do a lot. Okay. So we're gonna play a squirrel. How does this work again? Plus a creature is placed opposite to an empty space. Card bearing this sigil will move to that empty space. Okay. So if we go squirrel, squirrel, what can we play that can hit over the bat, if anything? I think we just have this regardless, but... because nothing's going to be able to block the bat we have in hand. Yeah, I feel like we just have it. Okay, is there any way me playing a bunch of the dudes on the board causes me to lose? Let me think about it that way. I don't think so. Play the bat right there. Okay, that's still enough to kill, even with the stinky effect. And then... we go squirrel, and then we go ant. Waba. Reignite. We didn't even have to use any of the items. Perhaps one of these will entice you. The amorphous amoeba, its sigils are ever changing. Oh, that's kind of cool, but also I don't like the randomness on that. The Ouroboros is always fun. Oh my, wait a tick. The Ouroboros saved from the last time. It's still a 4/4 for 2. Gimme. Okay. We've cleared the snow line. With the enigmatic trapper and trader now bleeding into the snow, you persisted. Does that mean I don't get to play them use them anymore? I guess I don't get to do the pelt thing anymore. You could see a light in the distance. The end is near. A moment. Oh. Well then. It would appear the Am I my own final boss? Am I understanding this correctly? Oh, 6. So whoa. If I'm understanding this correctly, so I can go to the thing, get a better pelt, trade in my pelts for some stuff, because apparently I haven't lost them, and the trader's not dead, I guess. We get one fight, and then we get to the house, the cabin. Okay. Well, I think this is as good a place as any to stop before next week. So, we'll see what happens next time. We'll be back next Thursday, regularly scheduled time for streams, to see what happens. Because, it does appear that we're at the end of this path, mayhaps. And I don't know if we're actually at the end of the path, because we're still missing a party member here. We're missing the wolf or whatever it is, the coyote, the one that the stink bug and the stoat keep telling me about, the third living card. Perhaps he's in there? I guess we'll find out next time. But that's about going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you all for coming by. Next time we brave into the cabin and see what we can see and what we find out. So with that, we're going to real quick throw back on some of the little tunes real quick. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Gabe. This is Draw 5, Move 5. And until next week, go have a good game, guys. We're going to take down the cabin next time. Have a good night.